Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, I thought we'd get away from the Delta tapping conversion project and do some simple lathe work. Friend of mine called. He builds little models and stuff. He asked me if I could make a coupling for him. Small, out of steel. What does he got here? 1 inch long. This is a piece of 3/8. He wants it turned down to 5/16. And he wants a 1/8 hole through it, but he says it goes on a 1/8 shaft. So he says, okay, if you just ream it a thousandth or two bigger, I'm just going to push a 126 reamer through there. It's pretty simple. And then he wants it, like I think I said, 1 inch long. And then he wants a couple of small tapped holes. I found a number 256 tap. Looks brand new. Picked out my drill already. Got everything all set. I just need to jump into the lathe. But before I do that, I thought we'd get over to the sticker board. This is a little bit different. With FEMA World Cup being here for a while now and going all the way through July, it's here on the North American continent, Mexico, Canada, United States. I've been a soccer fan for a while. I've got season tickets too. It's not a major league; it's a minor league soccer club, football club, and I was there last week, and they gave me a sticker. And seeing I've got all kinds of stickers on my board anyway, to celebrate the FIFA World Cup soccer here on the North American continent. I'm going to go stick this on there. Board. Let's make that a real quick thing and then get into turning this part. Let's do that. Here's the sticker right here. I'll show you a close-up, but I don't even know if I told you the name. It's the Colorado Springs switchbacks, and I just want to get it up onto the board. Let's do that. We're going to put that right underneath me. I know I'm getting a lot of different kinds of stickers on here. It's not all hobby machining, but it's things that I like to do. Now, the switchbacks, they're playing this Saturday for America's birthday, and I'll be there. Now let's get back to work. Okay, back to our project. Here, take a look at this print a little closer. Okay, like I said, it's 1 inch long. That's a plus or minus 10, but he says he doesn't care, plus or minus a 32nd. There's going to be number 256 threads over here, about a 1/4 inch off each end. Once at 5/16, he says it could be stock, it doesn't matter. I put a plus or minus 5 thousandths on the OD, but that doesn't matter. And what did he say? He wanted a 5/8 ID on there, in there. And he says just bigger. He says it's a 5/16 shaft that he's just coupling together. And a 126 ream will be good enough. So that's what we're going to make. Now, that doesn't really seem that difficult. But we'll see. Well, I just have to turn it down, face it, turn it down, and cut it off. break the edges. I could do that with a file. Drill and ream. All right, let's get over to the lathe. Like I said, this shouldn't be that hard, but you never know. Sometimes the simplest parts are the problems. And make sure it's sticking out at least an inch, sticking out 1 3/4 inches. How I usually face something is I bring the carriage against my dead stop. I hold it there. I'm used to holding it. I just feed it in with my compound rest and take a cut. Okay, that's a little better. I talk about my dead stop a lot, but this is just something, you could use a C-clamp if you wanted. Anything that will stop that carriage from moving. That's about 1 1/4 inches. I need 1 inch. That is in high gear. It's been a while since I run this thing. I've been doing a lot of milling, rotary table work. But I need to get my print over here. I need to get my drill, my reamer. I should have done that first. That's the first thing you learn to do, is bring all your tools over to your machine so you don't waste time. And what am I doing? I'm wasting time. Let me go get my print. Here we are. We're going down to 5/16. In inches, that's 0.3125 thousandths. I like to make a little mark so I don't have to keep watching where my stop is. I'm using regular cutting or brown cutting oil. This material, the only thing I know about it is cold rolled steel. It was a job I was doing a while back, and I just ran to Ace Hardware and picked up some 3/8 diameter. I can't remember what the project was. I don't doubt that this pushes out and it's tapered a bit. 50, 68.5. It's not. 68.5. So I need to take a minimum of 50 thousandths. I just took 10 on the dial. This lathe will take a lot more than 10 thousandths on a pass. I believe with steel, I took as much as 125 thousandths on the dial before I literally made the belt slip. And I thought about fixing that, putting something that won't slip. But there's always somewhere down the line that'll break. I'm basically doing this for people that are just starting. And let's take a 20 thousandth cut. I like to just measure it to see where I'm at. It took 20 thousandths. Let's take another 20 thousandths. There was my 20,000, my second 20 thousandths cut. I'm going to measure it. I like to measure stuff a lot when I'm on a lathe without a digital readout. Another 10 thousandths, and that would be too much. We want to take no more than 9. We're going to take a 5 thousandth cut, measure it, and take another 5. Take a quick measurement. 316 and a half. That means I've got like 4 left. I'll take 4. That's 312 and about 7/10. It's about 8/10 there. That's not bad. We're gonna take my lathe file and just hit it a little bit just to make it look a little better. A lot of people ask me, a lathe file? Never heard of a lathe file. Let me give you a close-up of this. Lathe file. Find lathe file. This is a Nicholson lathe file. Fine cut on it. A lot of people don't know about these. You can have a really bad finish and clean up your part with a good lathe file. I always keep one near. Okay, I need to knock a corner off of this. Put a little chamfer on there with a regular file. I've had a lot of people get upset with me because I get touchy-feely with my part while it's spinning. You shouldn't do that. You can get hurt, but it's something I've been doing for years. Before I cut it off, I want to drill my hole. And I believe what I have is a number 32 drill set aside right here. A number 32 drill is 116 thousandths. And that's what this is, 116. It has a split center on it. I'm going to try to do it without using a center. Let's see, I need to stick it out. I'm going to set the wrong key. I'm going to set my drill about 1 1/8 inches. So I know that when I'm getting close to that chuck, I'm in far enough. Okay. Let's watch how this touches off and see if it picks up center. I don't know if you've seen that. It wiggled around a little bit and then found center and started going straight. Let's put this in at least 1/2 inch. You know, I don't like the way that feels, the way the chips are coming out. I'm in about 5/8 of an inch. I think what I'm going to do is cut it off at 1 inch and rechuck this and drill the rest of it from the other side and ream it. Let's do that. I just feel it's a little bit safer. If you've ever had chips bound up, it'll snap these little drills. And I don't want to do that. I'm just going to do an eyeball. That's all he wants. I gave it another 15 thousandths or so, just so I can face it. Okay, let's cut this off. Not bad. It looks like I've got like 25 thousandths on there. I'm going to pop this in there, face it off, and finish drilling. Let's see if that drill will work again. And find the center. All right. I'm curious. I want to measure the overall on here. 0. 1 inch, 2.5 thousandths. Well, I thought it was within a couple. I think that'll be fine. I think on the print I gave myself plus or minus 10. Okay, I'm going to pop that in there and ream it. This is a 126 reamer. Reamers usually follows the hole. If it's wobbling a little bit, the reamer usually wobbles a little bit and follows that hole. I'm not saying a lot, but for the most part, it will follow that hole. And how I like to do it is, before I start this up, I like to put the reamer right up against the part so it's like self-centered. Okay, let's do this. It was wobbling a little bit. For me turning it around and stuff, I think it'll be okay though. Hopefully. Let me go get a small countersink, or I have one right here. I'm just gonna stab it. Where it makes a small chamfer. By doing that. Nothing precise. Because I did that, I'm going to just push this reamer through. let's sit down at the table and look at this thing. How am I going to put those holes in? I was just going to use my Palmgren drill press vise. There is a V that is going horizontal and another one going vertical. I was just going to put this in the horizontal V, make a little punch mark about 1/4 inch from each end, go into the drill press, and just pick up that little punch mark, hopefully. I know I could put this in my milling machine and do it. A lot of people who are just starting out, they have a little lathe, they want to do something like this. They may not even have a mill. See how close to 1/4 inch I'm at. That one looks a little bit more like 3/16. And that one looks like 1/4 inch. You know, I don't like 3/16. I'm just going to move that over a little bit. That looks better. Now I'm going to take my number 50 drill. That's 70 thousandths, I believe. Yeah, that's what I got. And I'm just going to try and pick those marks up and drill into the ID. Okay, let's go over to the drill press. All right. All right. We got 2 holes in there anyway. Let's see about tapping these things. I'm glad I moved that punch mark over a little bit. It looks a lot better. Here's my tap. I heard people the other day talking about small taps, and put some oil in there. Let's see. This tap looked brand new. They're still all in the original packaging. Well, when he asked me to do this, he really didn't tell me he wanted a number 256. I don't think he knows what that is, but I thought the wall between the ID and the OD is so small. Okay, 1 in a row. I was debating whether I should go all the way through, but he never really mentioned anything like that. I considered some 80, 080. Them are super small. Okay. I'm going to hop into the lathe. I don't know about hop. And old to be hopping anywhere. Yeah, I think this is all I really need. I'm going to check that. I'm going to put a 1/8 pin through this. Take to see if I got a 127 pin to make sure it's like 126. 27. 125. I lost my part. 125 goes right in there. 127 does not. Okay, so we know it's 126. That looks a lot better to a 1/4 inch. Let's see. I'm just going to eyeball it, or eyeball the center. Not too bad. $249, not too bad. For all practical purposes, I think that's fine. I know I'm just eyeballing it, but I think it'll work. Threads look nice in there. We know it's 126 thousandths according to the pins. 125 goes through there real nice. All right. So, I accomplished what I wanted. I've got another sticker on the board. I know it's not a hobby machining sticker, but them are far and in between. Being able to find those, there's not very many channels that do that anymore. They were something from the past. But it's something I like to do. And with FIFA World Soccer here in North America, I thought it was appropriate. Okay, so I think this video is coming to an end. And I'm going to have to say, until next time, enjoy.